Tonight, Sarah Ferguson is facing a fresh round of uncomfortable headlines. And this time, the criticism is not coming from royal commentators or palace insiders. It is coming from people who allegedly worked for her. According to claims that have surfaced in recent weeks, former staff members have painted a very different picture of the woman many royal watchers have known for decades as the cheerful, approachable Duchess of York. And perhaps the most damaging part of all is that some of those former employees are reportedly saying they have even more stories they have not yet shared. Let's get into it. The latest controversy stems from comments made by royal author Andrew Lownie, whose book, entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York, examined the lives of Sarah Ferguson and her former husband, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. Speaking to Page 6, Lownie claimed that working for Sarah Ferguson was far from the warm and welcoming experience many might imagine. According to Lownie, former staff described Ferguson as very manipulative. He also alleged that some employees became so distressed they would cry in bathrooms during the workday. Even more dramatically, he claimed some people quit after only a few hours on the job. Now, those are serious allegations, and it is important to point out that these are claims made by former employees and repeated by Lownie. Sarah Ferguson has not accepted this characterisation of her behaviour. Still, the allegations have sparked considerable discussion because they add to a pattern of stories that have circulated around Ferguson for years. According to reports, Ferguson has been deeply unhappy about the recent attention. One insider claimed she believes the stories are unfair and feels she is being targeted. Another source suggested she is worried that once former staff members begin speaking publicly, more journalists may start tracking them down and asking questions. That possibility appears to be one of the biggest concerns. According to the source, the stories already published are only the beginning. And there are whispers that some former employees have even more damaging accounts they could potentially share. Whether that actually happens remains to be seen. For many, these allegations may sound surprising because Sarah Ferguson has spent decades cultivating a public image that is very different from the one being described by these former staff members. She was often portrayed as the fun royal, the one who laughed easily, the one who appeared approachable, the one who seemed more relatable than many members of the royal family. Yet behind the scenes, there have periodically been reports suggesting life around Ferguson could be difficult. Over the years, various biographies and royal books have described an environment of financial chaos, constantly changing plans, and significant pressure on those working around her. Several former associates have previously spoken about what they described as unpredictable behaviour and frequent crises that staff would be left trying to manage. One recurring theme throughout many accounts is Ferguson's long history of financial difficulties. For decades, stories have emerged about her enormous debts, business ventures that struggled, and efforts to generate income after her departure from official royal life. Many royal observers will remember the infamous 2010 undercover sting, when Ferguson was secretly recorded appearing to offer access to Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor in exchange for money. The fallout from that incident was enormous. Ferguson later apologised publicly and described herself as being in desperate financial circumstances at the time. The scandal severely damaged her reputation and reinforced a narrative that she was often trying to solve financial problems through increasingly controversial means. Those financial pressures reportedly affected people around her as well. Former staff and associates have occasionally described situations involving unpaid bills or not being paid at all. But the thing is, the timing of these latest allegations could hardly be worse. The House of York has spent the past several years battling one reputational crisis after another. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's association with Jeffrey Epstein continues to cast a long shadow. Although both Andrew and Sarah have repeatedly denied wrongdoing, their names remain connected to one of the most controversial scandals of our time. Ferguson has previously stated, through representatives, that she was deceived by Epstein and had been taken in by his lies. Even so, public scrutiny has remained intense. In recent years, there have also been reports about financial difficulties, questions surrounding Royal Lodge, and the closure of charitable initiatives associated with Ferguson. Each new controversy seems to arrive before the previous one has fully disappeared. And now, another explosive allegation has entered the picture. This one involves Sean "Diddy" Combs. According to new material included in the paperback edition of Andrew Lownie's book, Ferguson allegedly had what he describes as a friends with benefits relationship with Combs during the 2000s. The claim has generated headlines around the world. However, sources close to Ferguson have strongly denied it. One source described the story as absolute fabricated nonsense and blatantly untrue. Lownie's account reportedly relies on statements attributed to a former employee connected to Diddy's Bad Boy Records organisation. According to the book, that individual claimed he frequently spoke about Ferguson and allegedly boasted about having a relationship with her. The book also includes an alleged statement attributed to Diddy that has generated considerable outrage. As of now, Ferguson's representatives have categorically rejected it. The story has gained additional attention because of Sean Combs' own legal troubles and public downfall. Over the last several years, allegations and criminal proceedings involving Combs have transformed him from one of the most powerful figures in entertainment into one of its most controversial. As a result, any famous name connected to him, even tangentially, immediately attracts media attention. That appears to be exactly what has happened here. For Ferguson, the challenge is not simply whether people believe the allegation. The challenge is that her name is once again appearing in stories involving controversial figures, disputed claims, and damaging headlines. For many of us, that pattern feels very familiar. It's unbelievable how, over the course of decades, the alleged behaviour has not changed very much at all. And now, according to these latest reports, some involve former staff members who allegedly have more stories to tell. Whether those stories ever emerge remains unclear, but I do believe there is more to come. What is clear now is that Sarah Ferguson is once again at the centre of a growing storm of headlines. And with new editions of royal books being released, former employees speaking out, and old controversies being revisited, it does not look like the attention is going away anytime soon. So what do you think? Do you believe the former staff allegations against Sarah Ferguson? And what do you make of the disputed claims involving Sean "Diddy" Combs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy keeping up with the latest royal news, controversies, and behind-the-scenes stories, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update.